Hi, welcome to PHP tutorial. This is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found here, which is loaded here. And we stopped somewhere here last time. We are going to carry on. If you join this video halfway, you may want to watch the last video, okay, to see how we get here. Alright, so now we want to do some calculation. In the first file, the input, which is here, you want to borrow $1,000 for a yearly interest rate of 20% for 30 years, okay? And you want to calculate on the second page. When you submit, you go to the process. So this is the process page. You want to do the calculation here. Okay, and you get the investment, you get the interest rate, and you get the years. Okay, you want to do the calculation. The first thing you want to move forward is to do the math. All right. Of course, the easiest thing is to employ a formula to do it, but that would be not fun. Let's calculate using a loop. Like let's do it every year. Okay, so all right. So here. For the first year, right, you borrowed this much and a yearly interest rate. So your interest rate at the first year is this times 20%. 20% is 0.2, right? Let's say this is your interest. This is your debt, the borrow amount, your principal, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it investment. It's the investment for the bank, not for you. And then finally your okay, how much you own. Okay, let's call it this future value. Okay. And later we are going to use variables for it, so I'm just going to write this as variable format later. So your future value will be equal to your interest rate. This times that will give you $200. Your interest will be $200 at the end of the first year. And then you say future value is, that would be $1,200. Not too much, right? Okay. And then at the end of at the beginning of the second year, you own the bank this much. Your interest will be that much. If you want to be sure, you can always bring out your calculator and say my 1200 times 0.2 will be 240, right? And then 240 future value will be 1200.00 plus 240 equal to 1440, right? If you're not sure, just calculate. 1200 will give you 1440. All right, so first year, second year, third year. Third year will be 1440. 288. If you're not sure, just calculate 1440 times 0.2 will give you 288. And then future value will be So you can use a calculator. $1728.00. Okay. All right, that is correct. Okay, so at the end of the third year, you almost double. Okay, I'm pretty sure fourth year you double the amount you own, and then you keep doing this for like 30 years. Okay, at the end of the 30 years, what's the amount? Fortunately, you have you have your program to help you to do that. Okay, so you go back to your process. We are going to write a simple for loop to look from to look from 1 to 30, or to look from 1 to the number of years. And to write a simple for loop in PHP, you can always go and Google and look for the code, how to do that. But it's pretty straightforward, just like Java. For I'm going to use I equal to 1 to I less than or equal to the number of years. Years is what you capture here. So if you put 30, it will be 30 here. And then you say every increment by 1. I'm going to just say year 1, year 2, year 3, and I'm going to say my next line. Note that I'm adding this on top of the actual code just for checking. Okay, so if you come over here, 30 years, you will say 30. This is before anything even starts. Okay? Alright, so let's calculate the future value. The future value is equal to the investment plus the interest rate. Okay, and then future value become itself. The future value become future value again. So let's do that. So you say that my future value, I'm going to create a variable called future value, is equal to my future value. Before you even start, you say, what is my future value? My future value is actually my investment. So initially, future value obviously is the 1,000 you put in. And then every year, you'll be like, my future value is equal to my future value plus my interest rate. The interest rate is equal to my future value times my interest rate but my interest rate is in 20 is 20%, so decrease it to 0.2, you have to divide it by 100, which is times 0.01, and then you want to check if your future value is correct. You just echo it to double check. So go back, submit again. I didn't save again. You see there's a star here, means I didn't save. File save. Go back, submit. Alright, so check against our answer, our checking. At the end of the first year, we own 1200. Second year is 1440. Third year is 1728. Fourth year is double, around 2000. 3 times will be the 7th year, and things start to get worse because you are looking at exponential growth. Okay, nobody can beat exponential growth. So the 8th year you own them 4 times. 9th year you own them 5 times the money. By the end of the 30 years, you own 237 times the original money you borrowed. Okay, which is fantastic for the bank, not for you. All right. So this is the calculation. Okay, you may want to format it a little bit just to make it look better. So, but I know the calculation, so I don't really need to format it here. I'm just going to format it and put it below there. Okay. So my future value will be equal to future value. Oh, sorry. I just copied this. My future value is going to add a dollar sign and 2 decimal places for my future value. Okay. If you want to see what's going on top, you can actually put this guy here and echo future value F instead of future value. So you will actually, oops, I have to go back and resend. So you actually see the amount being formatted, how exactly the amount changed. Okay, which is how amazing exponential growth works for some people. Okay. All right. So, but I do not want to show everything here. Okay, that is not helping me, right? I want to show here what is the total money you own at the end of 30 years. So I'm going to comment out of this. You don't want to delete them. You want to keep them for testing, and you cannot remove the for loop because that's for calculation. So I'm going to comment out this. I'm going to comment out that and comment out the echo. So now when you go back, you see nothing on top. Oh, don't forget to comment out this echo. Control S to save, go back. Okay, you don't see anything on top now. And because the screen moves so fast, the user thinks that they are looking at the same page, but actually they are looking at a different file. So you want to put the amount the user owns below there. So come over here and you say, I'm just going to copy and paste here. And I'm going to say the total debt amount when there's no monthly payment that you own the bank will be future value F, Control C, Control V, save. Don't forget the semicolon. Come back. So you say that if you borrow this much at 20% interest rate on your credit card for 30 years, you will own this much. Okay? But if you don't borrow that long, you at 20%, you only borrow 5 years, you own 2.5 times of the original amount. But if you borrow for 8 years, it will be much worse. You own 4 times. Okay, so the interest rate and the years actually controls how it flows. It's kind of interesting, all right, how this works. So let's go back to 30. Okay, all right. So that is basically how to write a simple 2-page application. You have the first page to get the input. You have the second page to show the output. You have a CSS file to format the 2 pages, and you need to know the math. Okay, so if you know all this, it's pretty easy to do. In the next video, so you pretty much finish an application, a 2-page application, a simple 2-page application. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do error checking, okay, to make the application perfect. But for a lot of the assignments that you need to do, or for a lot of the simple stuff you do for your school, you actually do not need to do the error checking. But I just do the error checking just to show you how it is done, just for fun. Okay, all right, that's a good place to stop. So in the next video, we'll continue with the error checking. Thanks for watching. Bye.